she enjoys the way you suck her breast, she will ask for a sacrifice. In Okporoko, a small village in eastern Nigeria, nestled by the edge of an ancient forest, lived three young men named Nnamdi, Chidi, and Obinna. The village was peaceful and full of traditions, with elders telling stories around the fire every night. One tale always sparkled the most curiosity: the legend of Oganigwe. Oganigwe was a mystical woman with enormous magical breasts. It was said that anyone who could suck on her breast will become incredibly rich. However, Oganigwe lived deep within the evil forest. Nnamdi, Chidi, and Obinna were friends who dreamed of becoming rich. Nnamdi ran a small shop that barely earned him enough to eat. Chidi was a carpenter, talented but always struggling to find work. Obinna, on the other hand, the most successful of the trio, was a farmer. Successful but never satisfied with what he had. They had tried everything to make more money, but nothing seemed to work. One day, they decided to seek out Oganigwe despite the terrifying tales about the evil forest. The three friends kept their plan a secret. Not even their families or external friends were aware of the plan. They often visited the village chief priest, an old man with deep knowledge of the spirit world. They whispered to him their desire to find Oganigwe. The chief priest, Eze, warned them of the dangers. "The evil forest is no place for the faint-hearted," he said. "I can see your mind is made up. To reach Oganigwe, you must be brave and follow my instructions carefully." Eze prepared them for the journey. He gave them charms for protection and taught them prayers to recite. He told them to always stick together and to respect the spirits of the forest. "Oganigwe is powerful," he said. "If she enjoys the way you suck her breast, she will ask for a sacrifice. Only then will you receive your wealth. But remember, the sacrifices she asks for are not always easy." Because their minds were made up, they thanked Eze and left for their respective houses that night. Early in the morning, before the village woke, Nnamdi, Chidi, and Obinna set out for the evil forest. As they entered the dense trees, the air grew colder and the sounds of the birds and insects faded away. The forest was dark and eerie, with strange noises echoing around them. Suddenly, they saw a shadowy figure. It was an old man, even older than Eze. His eyes glowed and he spoke in a voice that sounded like the wind. "To find Oganigwe, you must pass 3 tests," he said. "The first test is of courage." They walked deeper into the forest and soon they heard the growls of wild animals. A pack of wolves appeared, their eyes shining in the dark. The friends huddled together, clutching their charms and reciting the prayers Eze had taught them. The wolves circled but eventually vanished into the shadows. Next came the test of wisdom. They found themselves at a river with no bridge in sight. On the other side stood a wise old man. "Solve my riddles and you may pass," the old man said. "What has a heart that doesn't beat?" The friends thought hard. Finally, Chidi the carpenter smiled. "A stone," he answered. The old man nodded and the water divided, leading to a dry land that allowed them to walk on. The third test was of kindness. They came across a young girl crying by a fallen tree. "Please help me," she sobbed. Though they were in a hurry, but the friends lifted the heavy tree and freed her. The girl smiled. and as she vanished, the path to Oganigwe's abode became clear. They approached a beautiful clearing filled with light and flowers. There, in the center, sat Oganigwe. She was magnificent with long flowing hair and a gentle smile. Her breasts were large and glowing, just as the legend had said. Oganigwe welcomed them and told them to come closer. Nnamdi, being the bravest, went first. He nervously sucked on Oganigwe's breast. She closed her eyes and smiled, clearly pleased. "You have done well," she said. "Now, you must each make a sacrifice." Oganigwe turned to Nnamdi. "You must sacrifice your mother," she said. Nnamdi's heart sank. He loved his mother dearly. To Chidi, she said, "You must sacrifice your manhood." Chidi trembled with fear and sadness. And finally, she looked at Obinna. "You must never marry," she said. Obinna, who dreamed of a family, was filled with sorrow. The friends were torn. They had come so far and faced so many dangers, but their sacrifices were almost too much to bear. They sat in silence thinking about what they should do. Despite their tears, they made their choices. Nnamdi tearfully agreed to sacrifice his mother. Chidi, with a heavy heart, accepted his fate. Obinna, though pained by the thought of a lonely life, nodded in agreement. Oganigwe smiled and bestowed upon them incredible riches. They returned to their village, their pockets filled with gold and jewels. The villagers were amazed but also wary. No one knew what the friends had been up to, and their sudden wealth was suspicious. Nnamdi, Chidi, and Obinna tried to enjoy their new lives, but the weight of their sacrifices hung over them. As Oganigwe had said, Nnamdi's mother fell ill and passed away. Chidi became increasingly withdrawn, feeling less like himself without his manhood. Obinna watched as his friends married and started families while he remained alone. They had riches, but their hearts were heavy with regrets. As the sun set over the village, the three friends sat together, reflecting on their journey. They had learned that wealth could come at a great cost, and that the sacrifices they made were perhaps too high a price for their dreams. In the next part of the story, we will see new challenges and tests of characters faced by Nnamdi, Chidi, and Obinna. Their sudden wealth brings envy, betrayal, and misfortune. They will learn that quick riches often come with hidden dangers, and that the true value of life lies in its simple joy and the people we love. Will they find a way to reclaim what they've lost, or will their sacrifices haunt them forever? The story of Nnamdi, Chidi, and Obinna teaches us that the pursuit of quick wealth can lead to great sorrow and loss. True happiness and contentment come from hard work, patience, and appreciating what we already have. Stay tuned to find out what happened when the price of wealth becomes too high to bear. Do not forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with more contents like this. Like and share this to your families and friends. Goodbye.